Okay, let's practice even further. We found a bottleneck resource, and now we need to maximize the throughput. So this means that we need to decide what products we are going to produce. Question follows. So we have 4 products, and we have a machinery, and that machinery has capacity of 1,200 hours per month. And we are given the information on the product. We are given the selling price, direct material, direct labor, variable overheads, machine hours per unit. Machine 1, we have just like 1 machinery, and monthly demand time in units. Okay, so let us calculate how many hours of machinery we would need if we were to satisfy all the demand. Well, that would be 100 units of product red, which requires 5 hours of machinery, 100 units of product yellow, which requires 7 hours of machinery, and 250 units of blue require 2 hours of machinery, and 250 of product green would require 2 hours to produce each unit of this product. Now let's multiply everything and add up, and it seems that we need 2,200 hours, but we have only 1,200. So as only 1,200 hours available, then machine 1 is a bottleneck. Okay, as such, what we need to do, we need to find the throughput per a unit of bottleneck resource. We say, okay, how about we maximize how much we get for this machinery? So we will need to find the throughput. And throughput is sales price. So for product R, it's 15, less direct materials. We take into account the direct materials because this is something that is super variable. Labor cannot be as much variable, and that is the logic of throughput because we cannot change labor immediately quite often. So for yellow, it's 40 minus 5, which is 35. For product blue, it's going to be 30 minus 15, which equals to 15. And for product green, it's 20 minus 2, which gives us 18. So this is throughput, and this throughput will require some hours of bottleneck resource. And in our table, we are given that 5 hours are needed for product red, 7 for yellow, 2 for blue, and 2 for green. So throughput per bottleneck is going to equal 30 divided by 5 equals 6. For red, 35 divided by 7 equals 5. For yellow, 15 divided by 2 gives us 7.5. And 18 divided by 2 equals 9. And now we can rank these products. What is the best production order? Well, the greater throughput is for product green, then it's blue, then it's red, and then it's yellow. Okay, now let's calculate production. And we will calculate bottleneck resource left. So for product green, we will try to satisfy all of the demand. So 250. So 250 is the production. So what does it mean? It means that for after product green, sorry, we will have that many hours left. 1200 of full machine capacity multiplied by 250 units multiplied by 2 hours that are required to produce a unit of product green. Okay, so we have some hours that we can spend on producing the next ranked product, which is blue. So we will try to satisfy full demand. And full demand is 250 as well. It's written here. And after blue, we will have 700 is how many hours we had after we produced green. And for blue, we will need to produce 250 units multiplied by 2 hours required to produce each unit equals 200. And now we will have these hours allocated to the next best product, which is product red. And product red requires 5 machine hours. So this means that we cannot satisfy full demand. We can satisfy only 40 units. So we can produce only 40 units, not 100. So 40 units, that's it. And nothing of product yellow. Okay, now let's calculate throughput and to calculate that, we will take the production of product green multiplied by its throughput of 18. So 18 multiplied by 250. So for product blue, we are going to take the throughput, we take full throughput, not throughput per unit of bottleneck resource, so which is 15, and multiply by how many units we decided to produce, so 15 multiplied by 250. And for product red, we decided to produce 40 units, and we have throughput of 30. So 30 multiplied by 40 units. And we are not going to produce yellow. So 18 multiplied by 250 plus 15 multiplied by 250 plus 30 multiplied by 40, it gives us 9,450, and this is throughput earned. So what does it mean? If we apply the logics of throughput to our production process, we will say that we need to find bottleneck resource first. Then we are going to rank the products based on how much throughput they bring per unit of bottleneck resource. We will decide what is the order of production to get the most of the throughput. And this is the throughput that we get. And then we will try to make some effort to stretch this bottleneck resource, so to have more hours than we currently have on this machinery. And when we do that, it may as well be that a new resource will become throughput. Well, for example, we will have limited labor, which we cannot change in short term because we need time to find the right employees, to hire them, for them to leave their old job and come to our job to do the training and so on. So throughput works super great when we need to take short-term decisions. And that is it. That is how you calculate that. And see you next.